You sit here and want to decrease the pay for the leader and CEO of your city who is a citizen and native of Lake City. My 11-year-old hasn't asked me a few weeks ago, right after that meeting, why do they want to decrease your pay, Mom? When you do so much for the city and you are a single mother with children still in school? Make me understand, Mom. And that's my 11-year-old. How can you explain or give good enough reason for this? I just asked the question, why? That being said, any other comments?
Can we have some answers?
Yeah, I'd like to hear that
The
too.
reason why I'm doing it is because of, number one, we never had a full-time mayor.
Thank you.
The reason, hold
on.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
Let me finish talking.
We're not gonna have any chaos in here.
Let me finish
We
talking.
understand your frustration, and we are frustrated
Okay,
too, but.
one second.
I'm not gonna let, I'm good.
1 second. Please, everyone. We're going to just allow council to speak,
I'm good.
and then we're going to move
It's
forward.
good. Go ahead.
Any? No, we're not answering any questions.
In my
No.
opinion, I said let's not go back. I see the need for the full-time mayor being visible during the day. I've been here a while. Haven't been here longer than Mrs. Crosby, but I've been here a while. I see the growth. I see the need. So my vote is yes to continue what we have. You know, if the increase mean that much, let it be. But then let move on, let move forward. I don't think, I'm not looking back. I'm not gonna look back, because this is my life. The few more years I got here, I want to see Lake City move forward and continue to grow.
We need to go ahead and
So
vote.
we need to work together and let it grow. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? Now I'll ask for a vote. All in favor for this ordinance of 2024.008? Show of hands, all in favor. Any opposed? Ordinance passed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Andrews the podcast. Myself and my co-host here, the mayor of Andrews, South Carolina. Just a little context. What we were watching just now was a proceeding that took place a few hours ago down in not too far from Andrews, down in Lake City, South Carolina. And what you saw was the mayor of Lake City. The position is was prior to that vote you just saw there. It was a full-time position, and they just voted to move the mayor to a part-time position, and also to reduce her pay from, I think, $40,000 to $27,000. Now, it's this again. I just caught wind of this earlier today, and I was able to catch it on live. So you can go to the city of Lake City and watch the entire meeting in its context, and get the whole meeting. But I just thought it was it's part of what I am kind of predicting what's going to be happening to small towns and small governments throughout South Carolina. I think this is we're going to see the fall of a lot of small governments because decisions are being made. But Mayor, welcome. How are you? Welcome here on this big Tuesday.
Hey, sure. How's it going? I'm doing well. A lot of work, but yeah, I watched that council meeting. Mayor Robertson is a good friend, and has been working really hard for Lake City. Of course, Lake City, I think, is one of the fastest growing and developing small towns in South Carolina. And she's been representing at all of our meetings and places we go again to learn and network, to bring things to our city. I think she's done a great job, and to witness what happened tonight. is a little disturbing.
Yeah, there was a lot of animosity I picked up across the screen. I'm interested because from everything I can find, again, and I had to do a quick study, so it's a little more, I need to get a little more context to this. But from what I could find, I thought the lady had done something wrong, committed a crime or violate, spent some money that she wouldn't. I thought there was some kind of controversy around, but this lady is like, she's opposite of the mayor from remember the super mayor that I showed you, the lady from Dalton, Illinois. What if she's like the polar opposite of that? Yeah. Everything seems to be on track. She stepped in and kept things in order and growing it, from what I can see in her. This is her second year in office, and they decided to demote her from a full-time to a part-time position. Is Andrew's mayor position is definitely part-time, right?
Based on what? Not the pay, and the issue tonight was pay. $40,000 is a heck of a lot more than what's made in this position.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm talking about. The cash, the money, the moolah. Because $40,000 is, I mean, for having a kind of just seeing what you have to handle, in Andrews with citizens with 2,000, a little over 2,000 citizens, 2575. You got Lake City is double that, and so I would imagine
600, I believe.
Yeah, they lay up at like $6 grand, and so
well, it's listen. I mean, just public service. You're not going as the director for the Municipal Association always remind us at our annual conference. He said, this is really purely, your civic duty, and if anybody's getting rich doing this job, he said, you're guaranteed there's going to be an investigation. So you don't, and that's to remind us. I mean, it's not, especially in the small towns. Now the big cities, New York, Columbia, those guys make a heck of a lot more. But these small towns, again, it's not set up that way. Your revenue does it over a little bit. Yeah.
No. Yeah, talking to the councilman. You're good. I'm talking to the councilman.
Yeah. So it's not there.
Center your camera. Yeah.
Yeah. So 40,000. I know they get paid big money in Williamsburg County. I know those.
That's what they want. That's what they want to believe.
I know they're making big money over there.
I can tell you what I just got finished doing. Refereeing a football game.
Yeah, exactly. So you're gonna have to make ends. Yeah, you got to make ends meet if you're relying on these elected positions. This position is literally $600 a month. That's it. So you make about enough when taxes, to get a Happy Meal probably, once a day. But it's not about, for me, it's not about the money. It's the, it's the work and taking care of the people in the town as best you can. This case tonight, and as you see, the citizens came out and really supported the mayor.
Yes, they did.
Very diverse group of folks, business people, black, white business folks, long-term citizens. And they made it clear they voted for this lady. She's a full-time, but there was an ordinance that was passed years ago when Mayor Lovett was there. They increased the salary to $40,000, made it a quote unquote full-time position, and they were a part of that legislative body of work was that they would come back in a couple of years and revisit. They didn't say that they were going to, and revisit. Now, that's where they are tonight, or where they were. And the thing is, they didn't have to do this. That money was already budgeted. The budget is done. And so I think there was some misunderstanding of what was actually supposed to happen, which means that, or you can conclude that there was a lot of emotions involved in this thing. A lot of
it was,
and you can see that, and that's not not how you make decisions. And it's a shame because again, this young lady represents Lake City across the state, outside the state, wherever she can go to network to get resources. They just got 13.4 million or something like that, for I think
EDA grant or something like that.
Yeah. So you have to, I mean, and all that has to be managed. Somebody have to have oversight on that. That's that mayor's responsibility in a strong mayor form of government. These guys go off. Now they didn't affect their pay.
No, they walked
It
away.
wasn't a part of that. It wasn't a part of that. Their pay remained the same. And again, it's not something you can support your family on, but it's just the way, the disrespect that was obvious that was going on. The mayor's trying to talk, and then you can see the lady the lady literally stood up when the mayor was talking as if she's ready to go. She don't want to hear anything. And that's not.
They had some hot mics and everything. Like I haven't had too much time to really to like, but it was hot mics, and because I heard somebody say we need to vote. Like they was just like, listen,
That was
whatever it is, we already know what we're gonna do. Then the one guy was like, the white gentleman. I think there's only one white guy on the council over there, right?
Yeah, he's a good guy. I know Askins, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, he wanted to explain his, why he was like, because I know that's your boy and all. I mean, that's your man. I ain't gonna say boy, but I mean, man, yeah, man, that's your boy and all that. But whatever, he kind of wimped out when he should have explained a
Which
little
one?
more.
Askins?
Because
You talking about the?
Was one of them said in that piece there, he said that he voted for it because.
No, I don't know him. He's a new guy. Yeah.
He said he voted for it because they've always, that's the way they've always done it. Now he didn't give any context to what he didn't give any meat to anything like the people were asking for. What I mean, as to the why. It's just, well, we did it this way. Well, since you did it that way, what has been the result? Has it been positive or has it been negative? Has it hurt them budget wise? And so it's interesting. Have you been tracking that, Councilman Wilson?
I actually haven't, but that sounds like a real hot topic. Just grabbing a little bit of what you just said.
No doubt.
But you definitely have to have some meat behind why you vote a certain way. When you make that vote, you have to have some meat behind it. And when the question comes, why did you vote this way? You say, listen, I voted this way because, it can never be because that's what it's always been. Because what has always been can change. It can change at a hat's notice.
No doubt. But listen, man, before we get into that, I want to salute you and your son. Your son has been selected to play in this year's Shrine Bowl, Mr. Torrance Wilson, named after yourself right there.
Yes,
2024, linebacker, so he is a dog. You know what I mean?
Big time,
so,
big time.
Man, tell us a little bit about, your son and what that means as a father for you to, to have this honor bestowed on your son.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, as my baby boy, 17 years old, a senior this year. He works extremely hard on the academic side as well as working hard on the football field. And we're just elated to, see some of his hard work come to fruition. That's a big honor. Since 1959, Lake City has had 9 other Shrine Bowl winners, selectees rather, and he's number 10. So very proud of him.
Hey, how do we break into this?
Yeah, we did the research today. I'm like, oh man, Lake City got a tradition of the Shrine Bowl thing here since 1959, like you said.
Yeah. At least that's what the article said. I'm just speaking behind the article. Since 1959, they've had 9 of them.
Yeah, I'm kind of man. So we got to figure out what's the recipe over there that we can,
or if you
cornbread and collard greens.
But I mean, listen, we got
people high.
I know we can't get the young man now. He gone, but if you got any more,
There
any
he is.
cousins or anything,
What's going on?
there he is right
Congratulations,
there.
young man.
Oh man,
What's going
that's
on?
what's up, man. First Shrine Bowl. How are you, Terrence?
Hold on a second. He couldn't hear you.
Only on Welcome to Andrews Podcast. Shrine Bowl inductees right there, fresh from Lake City, South Carolina.
Mr. Torrance Wilson Jr.
Tell him how you doing,
Congratulations,
brother.
sir.
How you
I'm
doing,
doing
sir?
good. How y'all doing?
All right.
Doing good, man. Congratulations, brother. Tell us a little bit how you felt when you got the news, and I mean, obviously you doing your thing to even end up on that radar. You're like a part of Lake City Hill. You're one of 10 men to play in that game, man. So tell us about it and how you feel.
I mean, it feels great, man. I mean, I figured it out in church. The pastor called my name and he told me. So
All right.
it was great to hear
Amen.
it.
That's what's up.
So what's
up.
after high school football? Where you headed to?
I don't know yet, man. I don't know yet.
All right. Well, keep
a lot
doing
of
good
choices.
stuff on and off the field. You know, that's we all very proud of you, and I wish you the best. On the 21st of December, I think is a game, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Outstanding.
Yeah, do you have a cameraman for that, bro?
Hey, we looking for one right now. You think you're gonna be available?
Hey, where's the game gonna be played?
You got one. Shrine Bowl? Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Yeah,
Is it
it's
in
normally
North
held at
Carolina this year
Wofford
or South
College.
Carolina? I don't even care where.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Up there.
It's normally held in Wofford, in Spartanburg. I guess that's
Okay.
where it is.
Yeah, because I think
No
the
doubt.
North-South game is
That's Myrtle Beach. So
first.
that's more of our speed. You know, we always knew about the North-South game. You know, that was always a dream to be able to play in the North-South game. So we just recently started hearing about the Shrine Bowl.
Yeah. But that's huge. Yeah, we've had two young men selected the past 2 years, and so yeah, it's a big deal. But this Shrine thing is huge, man. So congratulations, and certainly wish him the best.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. He can stand all the prayers he can get.
You know, we got him covered.
Yes, sir.
There you go. All right, so guys, the Helene extended the time for voter registration in South Carolina. And boy, it's about time for me a new computer. Yeah, there it is. Finally. So the new date, voter registration has been extended until Monday, October 14th, due to the Hurricane Helene. Use this QR code right here, and I'm gonna put it on my page so you'll be able to use that QR code to check your registration status, update your address, find your polling location, and view your precinct ballot. Okay, so I'll have this up on Facebook, on Instagram, TikTok. So you guys make sure you take advantage of this extended time if you're not sure about your status, if you're not sure, if you got a license that you just had changed, you had to move and you forgot about it, well, you got an extended time out until October 14th.
Yeah, definitely a beautiful thing. You have to look out for the citizens so that they can, express themselves, make sure that they're doing their civic duty and voting for the elected officials that they want to see in office.
Yeah, and Lake City, y'all need to be paying attention to this, especially because if you're in Lake City, please share this out, because I don't know how many of those people are up on the ballot this year, but you guys can immediately, within 30 days, you can show your disdain for whoever because again, until somebody can show me something, I that is a problem that I have with the public, citizens, uninformed citizens, and not being there for your public officials, or not holding council people You know what I mean? This is why they say elections matter, because you elected these people and they're making these decisions that's going to affect this town. And now we don't know in what way. Hopefully not negatively, but I don't know. Mayor, some more. You really can't comment on that. Both of you guys are elected officials, and I'm sorry, but go ahead.
No. I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, but in this case tonight, there was an ordinance put in place, and that they came back to revisit, and it was those 4 folks that decided that they wanted to reduce the mayor's salary. So it was all legally done and all this other stuff, but but they didn't have to do that. They didn't give a reason. They could not justify when the citizen was asking, why would you do this when we really need her there on the job to manage all of these funds and all the other, I mean, these guys have a constant economic growth, constant economic growth that's going on. And so someone's got to have oversight. And if she's a strong mayor, she's got to make some decisions. And for her, now she has a young son that she's going to have to go out and find a job,
Yeah, because 27,000 is not going to do it. And
so
I don't. Go ahead.
So just to kind of catch me up.
Go ahead. Yeah, no.
So the salary was reduced from
40
what to 27,000?
From 40,000, which is not not a whole lot of money.
Yeah. That's still tight. You still need a part-time job with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need a job.
And no one who voted to reduce salary could articulate why, other than
that's how we did it all.
How we did it before. But again, the one citizen got up and expressed, hey, look, we voted for this young lady to be here full time for these reasons, and they laid them out. So they've got citizens that are informed, that were speaking, truth to power and facts, and it just got ignored. It's a little disheartening, because I've seen her work, and I know that her heart is all Lake City, and just don't have that enough across. You got some situations you won't see any of the elected officials in the town or city that goes down. That wasn't the case. That's not the case here, but yeah,
Well, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to kind of read up on that a little bit. But
yeah.
I think it was they had it live, so it could still be up.
Yeah, it's up on Facebook Live. But just to get, I guess, some more context, and one of the ladies now, I didn't agree with her. You feel what I'm saying? Again, because I just feel like this whole thing is kind of, I don't know, but she made a point. She made the point of the fact that she's constantly at the meetings, and she's right. Not that doesn't say that you're making the right decisions at the meeting. It's just saying that you're at the meetings all the time. You feel what I'm saying? Because she made the point that the mayor knew. She gave the impression that the mayor knew that this was a part-time position, and that this day was coming, and But the thing is, too, again, there's no, from what I can find so far, there's no impact to the budget, or there's no, like, well, look, we're gonna have to tighten things up, you know what I mean? And every department is gonna take a hit, and this and that. Again, like you said, the council kept their low stipend intact.
Yeah.
Well, normally that's what happened. When you have to tighten up the belt a little bit, everyone takes a hit in some way, in some shape, form, or fashion. Everyone takes a hit. It's something that's across the board.
Right.
And I can recall a few years ago we had to do the exact same thing. And I mean, when the belt had to be tightened up, everybody had to give up a little something.
But here's the deal: the budget was set. So the budget was set in July to cover this, everybody's salary. Everything was set. The budget was balanced in July, and so
in this case,
so the money is there. The money is already allocated.
That's what I'm saying. So what happens? This money just goes into a fund pot now.
They can move it. Yeah, they can move it. They can move it to wherever they want to apply. You know, it to.
So just curious. So they had 3 readings on this.
2. Their policy, just like ours here at the town, is only 2. Counties generally have 3, I believe I've seen. But this was the second reading tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that I guess it's the older lady that's there. The one I found out she's been there for 20 years, right? And she sounds like the problem also. She sounds, very vindictive. She sounds, she sounds like she's the problem because, like one of the ladies said, to attract a mayor that's gonna be, it's gonna have the energy, that's gonna have the, to be able to commit full time and bring that, that fresh insight to things. You're not going to be able to attract nobody with that $27,000. You're going back to where now you're going to find somebody who's retired, kind of, not saying anything about retired people because, Mayor, you're doing a great job for $600. So Lake City, y'all can take
But it's
bro, because this is crazy to me. Like this woman, right? This black woman, right? The single black woman, right, is doing a good job from what I can find. She's doing the people's work. She's growing the damn city. Like, I mean, if that ain't gonna dishearten you, like, man, come on, you know what I mean? Like, what does that say to the next person watching her, to the next young lady that says, you know what, instead of going to get that $100,000 job in Charlotte or in wherever, I'm gonna stay here, and because I'm inspired by this lady, you know what I mean, who stayed home and showing this enthusiasm, because they, like, the lady broke it down on there too. She was talking about even that stuff matters when they can get information on social media about what's going on in the town, and the mayor takes the time to do, you know what I mean? So I just, hats off to y'all, to y'all public officials, because that was scary today.
So is it safe to assume that you're not going to ever be an elected official?
I'm not going to say that. I'll
there
say,
you
like,
go.
guys, I'm not going to say that because I see where, boy, it's got to be done. You know what I mean, in certain situations, because, just on the sideline sometimes I for a long time I thought, and seeing this tonight makes me say, man, that's why them council seats are important. That's why all of that stuff is important, because, again, we can look back at this 10 years from now, and that decision that they made could slide that town, Lake City, and because the lady made the comment about how the only place in the PD that they're not talking about that's in decline is Lake City. You know what I mean? They talk about Florence in decline. They talk about all these other places, and Marion gonna be gone, Dillon gonna be gone in the next couple of years, and Lake City is that one place that's this. Let's just hope that this doesn't come back to bite them in the rear.
But at the end, as the mayor stated, she was closing her closing remarks. She's going to work even harder. Her heart is in it, and she's there for the purpose of taking care of the people in the city that she was born in, and so she's going. It'd take a lot, I mean, I wouldn't have been.
Listen,
have it.
and that's gonna be the story. That's gonna be the thing that propels her to say to young people and other young ladies, who are aspired to do anything. You can't let what negative people do to you or say to you stop you from doing what you've been called to do.
That's right.
And so her testimony is going to be in place, because guess what? She's going to continue to do great things. She's going to continue to do great works, and she'll rise above
absolutely
what they tried to do to her. or what
And this,
they've done to her.
this should wake up those folks in in Lake City also too, especially those folks who were out there on her behalf. If any of y'all are listening, you guys are gonna have to do more. You're gonna have to get in your church and you're gonna have to talk. You're gonna have to do more, because where you're at now is everybody that went against the will of the people, they got to go. There's no they got to go head off. I'm talking about they got to go. You know what I mean? They got to go. Let's pop this in here real fast here. There's a community health fair that's going to be taking place November 2nd.
Right.
Okay, and that is location King Street Senior High School gym, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And after you guys get that healthy check, just make sure you come on down to the Heritage Festival down in Andrews, South Carolina. All right, so we got health and wellness, connections to local primary care, free diaper giveaway, health education program, free fresh produce boxes, free health screenings, blood pressure, and blood glucose. Do you want to speak a little bit more about that, Councilman, and tell us?
Yes, that's a organization called Healthy Me, Healthy World. I think I said that correctly. But we're trying to get our sororities and fraternities to help partner, because this isn't the first time that they've had this affair, but this is the first time that we're all getting involved, because we frankly want to see people take an opportunity to uh, get these services. We also partner with our health science courses that are in our high schools, and those students have an opportunity to participate as well and help service the community. Our area is one that, any grant we write, we always write about health and wellness. And so we kind of struggle with that. And so, we want to help push the narrative of taking care of ourselves. So on November 2nd, if you're able and willing, come on out. And as he said, head to the Heritage Festival afterwards.
That's it. You get your nice healthy. I mean, even if you get a little bad news, your blood pressure, you want to lower your blood pressure, your A1C. You know what I mean? This is not, just
it
come on
might
out
it might be
there.
doing good.
Yeah,
It might
stay
be
away.
doing good.
There you go. Stay away from the barbecue. Come on out. If you're doing good, you can indulge a little bit. It's gonna be a lot. Rib cook off. Again, right there. By the time you get from King Street High, just bust that left. Come on out. Don't even stop nowhere. Come on through. Straight to the A, and hop on in there. Let's see what we got going on here. You got a ribbon cutting coming up here.
Oh yeah, we Shavers Wellness Center. We put in a new facility in the back of the Shavers facility with a walking track, and it's still being transformed, but it's going to be a multi-purpose field that we can play soccer on, we can play football on. Again, just trying to encourage people to stay as healthy as they can, stay outside, stay moving, socialize, you know, put the cell phone down for a few minutes and just work on your health and wellness. And, this just give that community there that we have an opportunity just to do just that.
No doubt. And this is going to take place Saturday, October 26th at 11 a.m. That is Chavis One Stop Complex. That is 2811 South State Highway 4151, Hemingway, South Carolina, 29554.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So, all right, where we at? So, Mayor, is there I know we got this storm bearing down on the west coast of Florida. Are you hearing anything, on this end where people, maybe some winds? Because what I heard today is that storm, once it came across the Yucatan Peninsula, it expanded. It became a really large storm. So you're talking about, 85-mile-per-hour winds far from the center of the storm. So are we expected to get any of that up this way?
At this point, no. But again, you know how these things change course, without notice. So right now, Florida is certainly in the path of this very dangerous storm, and it's. I think I heard someone say something about a Cat 6, which is not on that meter, but it is a strong, powerful
It's strong.
storm,
Yeah.
and it's gonna cause a lot of damage. But we pray that it stays out there and see and not come this way. And we certainly pray for the folks down in Florida, which has already been the governor's already
Hit
called.
by Helene.
Yeah, and they haven't obviously haven't recovered from it was Helena, have not recovered from Helene. And just like the folks up in upstate here in South Carolina, still recovering all over. And I
Absolutely.
want to say a shout out to
That's what I wanted to do right there. Shout out to some. Go ahead, sir. Go
yeah.
ahead.
So the town partnered with Miss Joyce Hudson and good folks from Ebenezer Baptist Church to pull together a humanitarian food package, and again through the food bank is where the food came from. So we actually transport that up to Greenville. There's pictures, and I don't know if you have any of that. And I wasn't prepared for it tonight. But again, to those folks who came together, took that food, repackaged it into almost 200 boxes for the families up there, and so we got some pictures back, but they were very grateful for that, and it's not enough of that going around. So if we can help someone, because these folks are in some pretty bad conditions. So, and no telling again what this current storm is going to do. So we got to be prepared to assist where we can.
Absolutely, yeah. I keep getting the damage that this storm that Helene did up in Asheville is just, and again up in Greenville also too, because my boy Pope was down in Andrews. He was out of power for over a week.
Yeah, and that's where we took the assistance up there to Greenville. And you think about it, your city is big and thriving as Greenville. It comes a time they need help, and so
hey, Mama Nature will bring anybody to their needs.
Yeah. So we were very happy to do that, and be prepared to do it again if we have to. But it's a rough one. And I think there were two others out there. I'm not sure if what was it, Kurt and Joyce, and I think another one out there. I don't know if they still moving about out there in the ocean or what, but this one is certainly gives concern.
No doubt. All right, and I'm seeing this right here. Councilman says Williamsburg County Parks and Recreation Young Kings Mentorship. Sign up today. Deadline January 3rd. Can you tell us a little bit about that program? One real fast. Let's see. For more information, please call WCPR at 843-355-5004.
Oh yeah, just trying to put some more mentorship in place. That's a program sponsored by our county recreation center. Just trying to make sure we touch our young folks, touch our young men, and give them, somebody that they can look up to, somebody that they can communicate to. Mental health is real. And we have to find a way of addressing it. And I think this will be a great program for our community and allow those young men an outlet, that they may not have had before. If we don't get them young, when are we going to get them? So, it's up to our community to stand up and take care of our children. And so we definitely have to do that. So if you're able to participate, hey, just call that number.
Is this free for the young men to sign up?
Yes, it's free.
Okay. So there you go, King Street, Williamsburg County, period. Young Kings Mentorship, 7 to 12 years old. And those are definitely crucial ages, man. So what game did you call tonight?
I did a recreation game for the city of King Street. And so They have two age groups that normally play. They normally play on Tuesday nights, 8 and 10 years olds, and then the 11th and 12-year-olds. And so the first game was very competitive. You know, the little young kids.
All right, so
That's the
you
one with
now
the
you say
coaches on the
competitive.
field.
Is it competitive with the kids or competitive with the parents?
This one was the kids. Now we got one parent. He yelling every game. This is a man's game. This is a man's game. Trying to hype him up. So, hey, listen, you gotta love it, man. Listen, recreation is the pinnacle. If you want to see it go down, it goes down at the recreation game. Trust me.
As a referee, man, I could just imagine. Like, I know you be wanting to turn around and be like, "Hey, bro, it's a kids' game, man." Like,
It's just kid. They 8 years old, man. Just
God,
Yeah, but it was good.
Yeah, they're passionate about the kids out there, so we just have to keep it under control. Because you see the situation, I think up was that Burke and Hemingway.
Yeah.
That just got ugly. And then there's another, two schools that won't allow any fans to come in. So things are get, and it escalates from again that's being over passionate, and then you let that cause you to do things that's going to create a real problem across the board. So let's enjoy them. Let the kids be kids. Let them, they'll be okay. They know how to handle themselves out there.
And it's I said it this weekend when we were doing the recap show, man. We had here in Orangeburg, we had a shooting at the 17-year-old shot somebody at the fair, at the county fair. And I mean, the Orangeburg County Fair is metal detectors, you know what I mean? So what apparently happened was, the fence of the fairground is, right next to one of the communities. So they must have, staged the gun over there or whatever and got it inside. And then at OW's homecoming, they had a shooting. All these.
Well, listen, Hemingway had a great homecoming, but it wasn't as well attended for that same reason, I believe, because people had in the atmosphere that there may be a shooting, and it's definitely not something that we want in our community, and so that's why that mentorship is so vitally important, man. Because
mentorship and parenting,
if
man.
we don't take care of them,
see what good parenting do. See what a present father. See the impact a present father has. You feel what I'm saying? On the mayor's oldest son is the damn superintendent of the bridge being built in town. Like I'm saying, it matters. Dads matters. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Definitely.
That is in these programs. So if dad is not there, if you realize, okay, probably they messed up with that guy there. Hey, bring that young man on down to Williamsburg County Parks and Recreation. There's somebody there that wants to pour into that child. Again, the election, the registration, the deadline for registration to the deadline to register to vote in South Carolina has been extended because of Hurricane Helene. It's been extended to October 14th. So please use this QR code right here. Take somebody's phone where you're at right now, scan the QR code, register to vote, check your registration status, update your address, find your polling station, view your precinct ballot. That's another thing that's important. I think that's what I want to talk about now is that is that ballot, because we had the other night, Councilman, I don't know if you got to see it, but we had an emergency show we had to come in, man, and do, because this guy who's running for county council against the person that everybody needs to vote for, who is right here. Y'all make sure y'all in District 3, Georgetown County. He got on. He did an interview with the local online paper here, Gab News, and he got on there, man, and just how would you describe it, Mayor? Go ahead, because I'm gonna say something very disrespectful here, and I don't want to do that. But how would you describe it, sir?
and we don't have to. I think he spoke what he thought he knew about matters pertaining to Andrews. And unfortunately, he's misinformed about a lot of things that really could cause a stir in the community. And the thing that really was, I guess, it was a few things.
Well, one, I'll start with this one.
Mm-hmm.
One, he got up there and he said it just as confident and boldly as, I mean, like it was tattooed on him that the capital project sales tax is designed to raise money for Andrews.
Yeah, totally wrong.
Just,
And
just
this was
Andrews.
the candidate?
This is the candidate who somebody's going to listen to that and look at this ballot and say, no, that's money for Andrews. And we went through all 27 projects, you know what I mean? 23 of them not named Andrews, you know what I mean? Not having anything to do with the and this is a candidate. This is the Republican candidate for Georgetown County.
Yeah, and then the other thing is, was disturbing is that he said that Andrews should file bankruptcy and take that money, put it into the system or into the water sewer system, then turn everything over to the county. The same county that he ridiculed for other things, and mismanagement and those kind of business. And so it didn't make any sense, but that was disturbing. That's not somebody we need represented, and there's no need to even bankruptcy is never even close to anything. So it's just very disturbing, and it's even painful now to talk about it. But that's what happens when you don't do your homework, and then you get out and speak, whether it's your opinion or not. It comes over to people as that there's some facts to it. There is zero facts to those kinds of things. Then you talk about the that we have uncertified police officers out operating, and that's again 100% inaccurate.
And this is the candidate, man. I mean, don't know what's on the ballot. His name is on the ballot, you know what I mean? But don't know what's on the ballot. Like and again, here's the sample ballot for Georgetown County. This is page 2. This is where they got all that information about the capital project sales tax. He had no idea about that. He had no idea about the local option sales tax. These are things that people are going to be voting on here, come November. And, people are going to be voting for him and this guy has no clue. So, in my opinion, very dangerous. Shouldn't be no ways near no kind of government power where he's making decisions for people when he's just wrong and in his assumptions.
And so then, as part of that, District 3, and again, speaking of District 3 here in Georgetown County, there are two important decisions. Well, there's several of them on the ballot, but again, as a representation for the county council is going to have to be decided, and also for the school district. So you have Ms. Eileen Johnson and Ms. Sandra Johnson, who is the incumbent, are running for the school board seat, and then again, Mr. Cooper and Mr. Cumby for the district. So those two things immediately impact the town of Andrews and 7 other major communities throughout District 3. And so pay attention to what's happening, because if someone, feel that confident to get up and express those kinds of opinions and thoughts and completely inaccurate on all of them, you really need to consider, and I see Mr. Wesley says vote no on question 1. Which one is question 1?
Option 1 on question 1. Let's see. Let's pull the ballot up here. And where are you, ballot? You talking about on page 2? All right, so that's page 2 right there. Page 2, question 1 is going to be is a statewide constitutional amendment. And I don't have any detail on that. I gotta pull it up on my phone.
Yeah, gotta get familiar with what's on this. It's a lot, and it's going to be very confusing to folks too with this much information on these ballots. And I think we owe it to ourselves and the people to get intimately involved in what's on this thing here. So in our upcoming podcast, we can talk. Maybe Mr. Gibson want to come on and explain it to
yeah, that'd be I mean, if you want to call me, Mr. Wesley, and kind of break down, you know what I mean, your thoughts
again, we can get so focused on these district seats and forget about all this other important stuff. And as I expressed before, I'm in support of the 1 cent sales tax and the local option sales tax. We just have to make sure that
it's going to be spent right.
It's distributed the way it's outlined in the referendum. That's the only concern because of what we're dealing with right now.
And so, Councilman, I on that subject right there is the way I can say it. The way I say it is that hold on a second. Y'all like the ringtone? Y'all like the ringtone?
Hey,
how you doing, sir?
Question one is about you just trying to make you have to prove citizenship to vote.
Yes, he knows live, right?
They're trying to change the Constitution where you would have to be prove citizenship to vote.
I got you. I see where statewide constitutional amendment, amendment 1. Let me pull it up on my phone. If I can pull that up there. So, what are your thoughts on the local option sales tax and the capital project sales tax?
Vote yes. The local option sales tax is going to lower the property taxes for everybody in the county.
So what about the 29% that's going to end up in the hand of the county? What have they listed any plans for that? Because how that works is 71% of that money goes to the citizen. It's supposed to go back out to the citizens, and 29% they hold for whatever purposes. Have you heard anything as to what they plan to do with that?
I can find out for you and I can give you an answer tomorrow.
Yeah, because that would be a deal breaker for me if there's no plans for that money, because then it becomes basically a slush fund. You know what I mean? And
I'll find out for you tomorrow.
I appreciate that.
I have an answer for you.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything where that those funds are allocated for any specific project, so it's at the discretion of the county council.
Yeah. All right. What else we got on that ballot? Those are the only three options on that backside of that ballot, right?
I haven't taken a look. I'll probably dig into that next week.
Yeah, I think there's only 3.
It's only 3. Yeah, it's only 3. It's the amendment 1 right there. That's the statewide constitutional amendment. They want to change the state constitution to where you have to prove citizenship in order to be able to participate in an election. Then they got the local option sales tax referendum, and then the capital project sales tax referendum.
Hey, let me ask. So Mr. Gibson said vote no to that.
Yes, because they would make it so you would have to prove citizenship when you go to vote. That's what they're trying to change the Constitution for, the state constitution.
Isn't that already through your registration?
Yeah, even if you're registered, you would have to show proof of citizenship.
And what document, what government document is that, other than Social Security,
birth certificate?
birth certificate, that kind of, you got to bring all that to the
Yeah.
vote.
You would I didn't go into detail. I didn't find out exactly what, but I'm sure you would have to have some kind of other document other than your driver's license. And a lot of people don't have a whole bunch of, that would just be more paperwork for you to carry in order to vote, or for them to count your vote.
It's another gimmick.
Yeah, that's what it is. But if enough people vote yes and hardly any people vote no, then it's going to change automatically. They just stuck that in there thinking nobody's going to look at it. That's why I'm telling everybody to vote no.
Yeah, because you got me looking at it now, and I'm gonna take a deep dive into it because, that's just the kind of thing that, that happens is they'll slide things on the ballot, and if we don't take the time to break down the ballot, people just gonna vote. They're gonna show up and just.
So.
Yeah, we've had a lot of meetings on that, and they're slipping that in there because if you don't fill it out and then a lot of people vote yes, then you're going to be required to do a lot of things in order to cast your vote.
I'm probably not going to be popular when I say what I'm about to say.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's going to be a hot topic right now because of the illegal immigration, situation, and so that you're going to be dealing with some motivated voters who are going to be 100%, saying no, they shouldn't. And I mean, I don't have a problem if you ain't a citizen, you know what I mean. You shouldn't be voting, but if it's gonna make it, I don't see why we should add another layer of ID. You know what I mean?
See, that's the thing. They want another layer of ID. So if you forget your Social Security card or you forget something, then you can't vote.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
But if they do,
really what it is.
So here's my thing. I don't. If we stay abreast of what's going on, if we stay informed, then let's just get the documentation. Be ready to adjust. Don't wait. I mean, you can't let these kind of things trip you up. And I know. Like we just saw one of the comments of voter suppression, but it applies to everybody. It should. Now, if we find where there's not, where this group of people, because of their economic status or whatever, if it has that kind of, separation or division, then we have a problem. But if it applies to all U.S. citizens, just get it done. Prepare yourself. Don't let it become a something that's going to deny you from your your right to vote. Again, I know it's not popular, but let's just stay abreast of what's happening, not just when it comes down to voting, any other of these legislative moves that are happening throughout. We got to stay engaged.
We got to understand the rules of engagement.
I'm telling you,
got to.
We can't. It's just, and I know it's hard, but again, don't let anybody tell just get it done. Just stay aware of what's happening. That's my thing. Yeah. I mean, you're not, if you said I need I'm going to have my birth certificate. If I'm a U.S. citizen, I'll have it. But we have to take the steps to be aware of what's going on all the time. It's coming. Mm-hmm. Let's not let it be an excuse, man. I mean, come on now.
It's never not been a situation where they've been trying to manipulate this thing or put it in their favor or trying to put a roadblock in. So it's just like I said, man, it is what it is. And so if I gotta have this to fight this war, then that's what I'm gonna have. You know what I mean? And that's how I look at it, because they're gonna they're gonna continually come.
Hey, let me see what Angela Hannah, because I see she's getting a lot of endorsements on her comment. That's my classmate. Yeah. So that's my point. So then if and I don't know, I can't speak on, but I'm saying if we stay abreast of what's going on, the changes that are coming, then whatever that is. Now, if they're asking a group of people to do something that no one else is required to have, then we have an issue we need to fight. But if it's standard across the board and it's justified, that's what people vote for, then you're going to have that. We just can't stand back and continue to just fight things that have already moved forward. Now we have an opportunity, obviously, right now to either vote yes or no. But once we're beyond November 5th, it's execution time.
And I think that's what happened in Lake City. I think that's what happened in Lake City tonight. I think had the people been abreast of what was going on, they could have swing that, you know what I mean, in the mayor's favor with just, you know, basically applying that public pressure, saying, look, nah, we're not going to go for that. And like you said, once we get there and it's the second vote and things, the ship has already sailed, you know.
Yeah, and again, I know it sounds a little harsh, but my thing is, you're not going to be able to put it in a book and defeat me. I'm going to read it. I'm going to find out. If it matters to me, let's take that extra effort to go get it. It's hard enough to get people to have a valid ID. Why is that so, Cynthia? And don't have enough of their voters registration card.
God, no, because and the thing is, we're in a war. Okay, we are in a war, so you have to be prepared. There can't be no excuses. There can't be, you know, I mean, later for, you know what I mean, like, no, they can't be. They can't be.
Now, and I will say this, and it may sound like a contradiction. It should not be that difficult to be able to exercise your right to vote. However, if you are the way the system is set up, if you must be a citizen, you must live in that area, that district or county or state to vote for the people that you want to represent you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I should not be able to vote for someone in North Carolina. Okay, so you got to have these measures in place. But then I agree, it should not be that difficult. But if they put it, once this thing is decided, then what are we going to do? We're going to die?
Hey, Wilson.
I'm just looking for what would be the forms of ID. I don't see in anything that I read just this, you know, just quickly right now. I haven't seen what it would say the forms of ID would be. But you know, you're absolutely right. You know, if we sit back and we don't vote no, then once that yes comes across and it says, okay, this is what it has to be, then you can only prepare yourself for what it's going to be. And I mean, there's nothing else you can do. You can't say, I'm mad, I'm not going to participate. Because if you say I'm mad and not participate, that's what they want. That's what they want to take place. That's how they want it. They want you to quit, you know. But we need to attack it now.
Democratic chair of Williamsburg County. Let me get these fine gentlemen off the screen when I say this right here. I don't necessarily disagree with taking it back to that point right there, because again, if you don't find it important enough to inform yourself, like, that's something that people just gonna have to find within themselves. You should know. You should know. There's enough history. There's enough. You know what I mean? And I get it. You know what I mean? I would take it even farther than the property thing. I'd add the literacy testing into. I'm just keeping it real. I mean,
and don't forget about the jar. You gotta guess how many items are in a jar, how many jelly beans, you know, how many yellow jelly beans, you know, all that stuff.
Looking at the way they treated that lady tonight, yeah, we might have to put some restrictions on this thing. We gotta close it up. Everybody doing it, it just ain't, you know, because apparently folks, we don't get it, as for the folks that and I'll say this, for the folks that don't educate their family to the importance of what their role is in that, what do we do for them? You know what I mean? Like,
now, yeah, because the problem becomes when you get to the poll and then, then all that stuff in there is, your information is not accurate. Then that's on the people who are managing that. But if you tell me this is what I need to be able to get in here, I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, and that's an attitude that needs to be adopted by a lot of folks, because that's just that. Like, it's that attitude that, well, you're not going to stop me. You feel what I'm saying? Okay, so all right, cool. I need 2 IDs and a green card and an Apple. All right, I got the Apple green card and 2 IDs, and you know what I mean? Like, I'll get it. I'll figure it out. Right. You know what I mean? Because and again, but now if I figure out you ain't got Jose them doing this, like, so if I go buy beer right now at in market, there's some racist stuff going on right now, right? Anti-American stuff, I call it. They're gonna take my ID and they're gonna scan it. They're gonna take your ID, they're gonna take your ID. But if Manuel come up there, this has happened to me, right? And this is where we are. This is what I mean by people need to wake up and be like, stop accepting this, whatever. The sister, she looked at the man ID, gave it back to him. Did she get my ID? Did she scan it? I said, why would you do that? She said, because they told us not to do that, because their IDs don't scan. So why in the hell are you scanning mine? You know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't even dawn to her to violate my rights. You know what I mean? Like, that's because somebody told her to do it, and it's so you're just gonna let them pass. And that's how I feel about like with the voting. If you don't, man, if you don't have any rights that you're not willing to die for.
Look, like, I mean, and again, it's a challenge. But what I did, I went to my father. All right, let's go through this thing and make sure you're registered to vote. Make sure you're not archived. Make sure you haven't been put in a status where you. And he's good. We have to help each other with this thing. Those who are not, computer savvy and understand how, then who in the family is going to make sure that your folks have these things that have been voted on by the people? It says that this is what you have to do to verify your citizenship to vote in this town, this county, or this state. Somebody should be, reaching out and helping them out. And then making sure, then once that's done, then making sure they get to the poll and they can vote for who they want to vote for. They've made it very cumbersome. And I say those who voted for it, wherever we are right now, it's what it is. Now let's prepare ourselves for November 5th. We have a few days left this week to get registered. If we allow that to pass, then it's on us. Whoever us is, it is on you.
Once you get to the 21st, that's it. It's game on.
I mean, so we got to put that work in. You know what's out here. You know the traps, if you want to call them those things. The requirement has increased. Let's just get ready.
Yeah.
And I would say to that, that's why we have all of these nonprofits. We got all of these Divine Nines, all these people who are behind it. I'm just calling a few. Check on your people. Just like you would check on them if there's a storm.
Yep.
Make sure they're ready for this storm that's coming up.
And start taking that other path, you know what I mean, to where you're seeing the normal faces. No, start going down the other road to get some unfamiliar faces.
The way to break this thing is to beat whomever is trying to put these voting pitfalls in there. Beat them at the old game. Meet what's out there. Again, if we don't vote it down, as Mr. Wesley say, and it becomes a part of the process, then you got to get at it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that I'm okay with that, because I believe it should be easy.
Yeah,
but and verifying where you are and voting for the people that's going to represent your district, town, or county, whatever the case may be. I just don't want us to get get frustrated and don't and just say it's not important. That's where we can't allow ourselves to get to. It's important. You see
Definitely.
what's happening at every level of the government right now. So dig in, strap your boots up, and let's go out
Yeah.
here and win these seats that are important for your area, your district, whatever it is.
And
No
and 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 you definitely can't just say I quit.
No, you can't quit.
No doubt.
You can't be too hard. We got to go. We got to get after it.
Right. And you can start by showing up Thursday, October 17th, District 1, Councilman Jolie. This is town hall meetings, 7 council districts. And these all going to take place at 6 p.m. throughout the counties in Williamsburg County. Can you tell us a little bit about this, sir?
Oh yeah. So one of the things we've done with our supervisor is to ensure that we're out in the community. And so, we have these town hall meetings twice a year. This will be our second round for this year. And each councilman has the opportunity to select their location and their date, and just get an opportunity to speak with the citizens, hear what they're saying, get feedback, so that we can properly govern according to what the people are asking for. So this will probably be, I know I've had meetings in 1, 2, 3 different areas. So this will be my 4th area that we've had this meeting in. And so that meeting is going to be October 24th for district number 2 at the Neesmith Fire Station. And just looking forward to seeing everyone come out.
Absolutely, positively. Here, we got a comment here from Miss McCormick. Here, Miss McCormick, I'm going to have to send you a link. You had to come on the show because
Tell Miss Patrick, come on up. She's a good friend of mine, and I see. So he says, surprised I've seen knocking on doors and registering people to vote. They really don't think voting is important. A whole different set of problems. That right there. Then nothing matters in there. I mean, and unfortunately, if that's where they are, you can sit down and talk to them, and but they're probably not going to get on board.
But the most important thing, did she say she registered those 2 persons? I mean, that's the most important work. That was the work that was supposed to take place. I also did precinct meetings, and that's what we talked about: getting persons prepared. Registering people by October 25th, making sure we call in and get the ballots that we need to get for our elderly, our persons who are sick and shut in, who just not able to get it, our students who are away at college. You can call and get their ballot. There's not a reason why it can't be. There are so many ways that you can attack this thing, and so many different avenues that you can take. Once you know your situation, there is a way to handle it. And if all else if all else fails, then you do a provisional ballot.
Yeah, and all of I tell you, it wasn't going to be very popular. But my point is, don't allow anybody to make it too hard for you to get things done that's important. That's all I'm saying, because it's if that becomes the new standard, then we need to prepare ourselves for it. Because think about it, at the end of the day, whether you are for, whoever you're voting for in the presidency or county, if you don't vote because you're frustrated, or you can't, then that's who you're going to have. So at that point, then you just have to deal with that for the next 4 years.
Oh yeah.
So if that's not enough motivation that says, if you want the former President Trump to be back in there, then don't vote. Okay. If that's what it's that simple. Think about it like that. And
That's simple.
Require you to go someplace and find all the documents and get everybody.
And like Mr. McCormick, I can tell you guys and anybody, listen, on the right side over there, motivated. I'm talking about I've never seen that side so motivated. I mean, voter drives. Usually you don't even hear them talk about that. You know what I mean? Voter registration, get Mima registered, get Papa registered, get everybody registered. And so we'll see come November. It's just that simple. If you don't find it important, then you're pretty much you suffer the consequences.
Oh yeah.
And for those, and if we don't inform as many people as we can, we'll suffer. We'll suffer with them.
Now,
There you go.
Because we won't have the numbers.
Yeah, and so let's not get it. So that's the future, whether it's voting in. Right now, your ID, your government ID card.
That's it.
And it matches your voter's registration.
Yep. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely get a breakdown on that. And Mr. Wesley, I appreciate that, brother. That's why we're talking, man. We got, listen, I might not have the biggest audience on Facebook, but I promise you got the most intelligent. Promise you that, especially on Tuesday nights.
I know. Now I'm gonna get hate mail. I'm gonna get hate mail, man. Listen, I don't cut corners on stuff like this, man. I am a person, no excuse.
Well, you got to take a stand somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let anybody tell me, that I can't do whatever.
Yeah,
if it's important to me, I'm going after. And that's the attitude that we have to have. I mean, folks, that's really what it is. We can't quit, because if we do, or we don't, if we do, then we're going to get something that we don't want, regardless of who you plan to vote for.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to get people to understand. We've given up too much. We've settled for too much. These things where these, and again, another, unpopular. Don't settle for, man. You will get stuff just to make you comfortable. That's living. That's not living.
That's not living. It's called a pacifier.
Yeah.
So
let's shoot for things higher than that, man. I mean, I just don't like where we are. Our mentality right now.
But Mayor, I feel it getting better. Our younger generation is more involved. We're nowhere near where we need to be, but we have to keep speaking this stuff into existence, keep educating them, keep mentoring them, and they'll get it, because whatever we're doing now, we're doing for the life of our children. And
Absolutely.
so we have to continue to push them forward. And, some of them get it. We have a ways to go, but we have a whole lot more that get it than don't get it. Now, whether they do what they're supposed to do, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
But they got the basis of
it. And here's my frustration. And bear with me for a minute. I often say now that I was in a gated community for 30 years, being in the military, and where you have the majority of that force that are, focused on the same mission and working together and doing that stuff. Now I'm back home for the last 8 years or whatever, back in a small community, which again, even through my travels to the military, I wasn't exposed to the communities because we had our own community. And so now it pains me to see, I mean, the power is in these elected positions. When these laws are set, that's the way we have to go. Just like tonight down in Lake City, that legislation was put in place, and then those 4 people on that council took advantage of it and then affected that mayor's salary the way it did. So my point is that we have to get involved at all costs, pay attention to what's being said and done and put into law, and try to get ahead of it. If you don't like it, then you come and be a part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
We can't wait until after it's done, because now that becomes law. That's what it's going to be executed.
Oh yeah.
So So we have to get involved, and that's why we're fighting so hard to make sure that there's people above this municipality that has the same interest in moving forward to make, in my case, our town better. We don't need anybody above us pulling in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
And so my plea is to the people to get involved, man. That's why I said we can't accept any excuses. And if it costs you some sleep, that's fine. It costs you more money, that's fine. Go out and get these people, because it's all in the power of the elected officials. We see how it's affected Andrews, even from at the county level, because we don't have anybody there supporting us. Then we got to work real hard to get somebody in there that's going to support and do what's right for the people, not for Frank McClary, but for the people.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't vote, you're going to have somebody else back in there that's going to focus somewhere else. That's the important. So we are living this pain that I'm trying to express. We're living that right now. But we have an opportunity now to change all that from the municipality all the way up to the White House.
Definitely.
And those days are passing us by real quick. So everybody, come on, we got to get together on this thing, man. And so I'll be quiet, but I'm not one that accepts we can't get it done.
And it's me and Marcus had a conversation, and it's about boundaries. It's about setting boundaries and standing there and said, you know what, you're not going to cross this boundary. And that's just like I deal with that with friends that not moving in the same direction I'm moving, and you know what I mean, where I'm on a track. I want to do positive things. I want to continue to bring, uplift people. And I have friends that just, close friends that are on a whole different track, but it's up to me to set the boundaries and say, all right, I'm going to allow this. I'm not going to allow that. And that's the attitude that, with my rights, that's the same thing that I have. Like, you try and take my rights, and you're going to get a fight, you're going to get a fight. And I think one of the best things ever said in this country, and I love that statement, is give me liberty or give me death. That's just where it's at. So.
Oh yeah.
So no excuse.
None.
Let's get after it. So, and again, I'm probably off everybody's mailing list for Christmas, but but it'll be all right. Let's just let's get out here and vote, man.
All right, let me bring you guys up to speed on some things happening in Williamsburg County. I'm waiting to hear from the officials in Georgetown County over there. I don't know, maybe. I don't know what it is, but anyway, we'll go with it. Williamsburg County Democratic Party headquarters. Here are some dates where coming up here, the Neesmith branch of the NAACP, actually that has passed. That was just yesterday. Coming up October 14th, team Dr. Deetra Johnson. October 21st, Councilman McKnight. October 28th, team Carletta Israel. That is per the Democratic Party headquarters in Williamsburg County. Some other stuff we got here from over on the Williamsburg County side of things. Where is this thing at? Boom. I'm missing one here, man, from is this it? No, that's not it. You guys got down in I'll find it here in a second here, but
you got to find the Battery Park one. That's the one you got to find.
That's the one I listen. I know the Battery Park to the heart. I got that. I'm definitely pulling that up there, man. Where's Lake City playing football at this weekend?
Lake City will be at home.
Oh, you guys will be
home. We'll be at home.
Is it your
coming off of? It's not homecoming, okay. But they're coming off a big win. They took down undefeated Mullins team on last Friday night. And so, we're just looking to build off of that and see what we can do going into the remainder of this schedule.
Yeah, those auctioneers. We don't want them problems. We used to have them problems, them auctioneer problems for a long time. We dealt with Mullins.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. But yeah, they were undefeated, and we got them pretty good Friday night.
No doubt, the Yellow Jackets will definitely be back home this week. We got Woodland. Came off of we played down in Charleston, man, at the Charleston County. I forgot what the name of that stadium was, but it's new state of the art football field, man. I mean, the audio is awesome. It's like you're riding in your car, man. Like I'm talking about. Yeah, that was impressive. And I don't know. I guess they worked the scheduling out to be able to get all them games in there like that. But I just thought that was pretty cool. The guy I was coming in when the color commentator, and he was colorful too. He when he was like a sold out crowd, I got in there. I'm like, okay, I see what this is. I'm talking about.
I think we probably had more.
We had more people than they did.
Yeah.
And who did you play?
Academic Magnet out of Charleston.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. One of them new made up schools.
I think it's 4-2 coming into this game. Lost to Bishop England and Philip Simmons.
The two teams that canceled all play against each other.
Yep. But the Yellow Jackets are ready. All right, gentlemen, it's always good to sit in and have these great important conversations, man. We want people to let's just go, man. It bothers me, it troubles me when I feel that we have this defeatist,
No, you can't do that.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
We haven't won anything by laying down our arms and surrendering.
So on October 21st, you have the opportunity for early voting on both sides. That's that Battery Park. Grilling and chilling, October 26th. Parade starts at 10 a.m. Calling all Battery Park alumni. Come on out.
No doubt. Grill and chilling. Battery Park Schools, 1467 Battery Park Road, Neesmith, South Carolina. Saturday, October 26th. Parade begins at 10 a.m. Line up at 8. Decorate your car, bike, tractor, motorcycle, and join the parade. Parade entry is $35. Setup spaces include a $5 entrance fee. Vendors are welcome, $100 each. Unfortunately, all classes will have their own food truck, or any kind of food selling will not be allowed. So, all right, break that down to me. So there won't be no food sold.
No food selling.
Okay, that's smart. That's smart.
It's a big tailgate. It's a big tailgate.
Exactly. Because I'd be mad if I sent y'all that $100 and put my food truck up there, and I got to give all the food away. No doubt.
That's it.
I'm wondering when somebody's going to organize the Rosemary thing. I'm just throwing that out there. I think that's what I'm gonna be rocking this year at homecoming. Rocking that middle school gear.
They actually have a pretty active alumni chapter. But I don't know, they obviously up in age, but they still meet and keeping the history of Rosemary alive. And then, to that, we have the memorial service for the I think it was Hughes was the last principal. I think last principal there. I think before they moved.
I don't know.
It's memorable. He was our principal, and so unfortunately lost him this past week, and his service is on Saturday, 11 o'clock at St. Andrews. A mountain of a man right there, man. And so, but Rosemary, so yeah, I have my hat too. I'll probably just in his honor, man.
Rock it out. That's how I'm gonna rock it out for Mr. Hughes. That was my principle right there.
Yep, great man.
So yeah, hey guys, listen. I appreciate you, Councilman. Thank you for joining in tonight.
Always.
Yeah, we could definitely pop back in this week because obviously, man, we need to have these conversations. We need to. I need to get a copy of Williamsburg County's ballot to so people can be more aware, you know what I mean? And if you're watching this, share this information with somebody, please, if you don't mind. Because again, thank you again, Mr. Gibson, for bringing that to light, because I've been overlooking it. I've been laser focused on these the 2 1-cent taxes, the loss and the penny sales tax. And and not just overlook, they, like you said, they just slid that in there. And so yeah. But any last words, guys?
No, appreciate your
like
time,
I
brother.
said,
Always good to see you, Mr. Wilson. And
Yes,
again,
sir.
best of luck to your son. And I know he's got, I think they have at least 4 more games before the season is out. So wish him just the best games out there, man, to keep pushing, because he looks like he's probably ready for that D1 school as big as he is.
Yeah, he's a pretty big guy. Pretty big. He raided the refrigerator like he's a big guy too.
I can imagine, man.
We gotta feed him.
I can imagine. We did we fed the team this past week, and I was just watching some of them kids, like talking to Raleigh Jordan's dad. Like, bruh, ooh, that food bill. I know that food bill crazy. It's looking like a black hole.
Yeah, they're young, man. They're young, and they burn all that energy, so they'll be right back at the plate. So
they call them young bulls. Them young bulls, boy, they just running and bucking.
No doubt. All right, so listen, we're gonna tap out right here, guys. Until next time, Saturday morning. You know what I mean? We'll be doing this again Saturday morning. I got a little outro video for you guys. So see y'all next. All right, I'm here at the 9/11 memorial, and I ran into a candidate who is the incumbent for District 3 school superintendent spot, Miss Sandra. School District 3. Okay. All right. First of all, thank you for coming on here. What'd you think about the program?
It was quite an excellent one, and it is certainly something that we will never forget. And as our mayor, pointed out, we should not forget, and we won't forget.
Okay, like I said, you are the incumbent, and so we got a race coming up here in November, general election. I look forward to sitting down at another occasion and talking to you more about, what it is, the vision that you have for District 3. But just real quick, a quick message to some of the potential voters as to why we need you back at District 3. In District 3.
A big part of it, I believe, is because we have to, we're in the process of choosing another superintendent, a new superintendent. And so I feel that my knowledge and experience on the board would be helpful for me to be there, especially since there will be some new members for sure, and some other ones who have not served as long as I have. And so I feel like my experience might be helpful for the new administration that will be coming in. And I have had the privilege of serving District 3 for a while now, and would like to continue to see all of the work that we have started, get completed, from our bond referendum, where we were able to upgrade all the facilities in the county, all the high schools, and even the bus service. So I just feel that, again, my experience being there would be helpful.
Well, I've heard nothing but good things about you in that regard. You come, I was told I had to talk to you, so here I am, and I appreciate you and all you do for Georgetown County. Again, I look forward to us having a more, a little more open, little conversation. But I thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right.